Well, good day, viewers, and welcome to Noel's Garden Tractors and Firewood. And today is Sunday fireside afternoon chat. And almost in the afternoon, another couple of minutes maybe. And it is Sunday, October 19th, 2025. So I'll turn you around here, and so you don't have to be looking at me. We're going to head for the garage here, I guess. So the leaves on the trees are certainly changing the color now. Some are still green and some are into their fall colors, and some have lost their leaves already somewhat. And nice colors in there. Yeah, nice colors. My dogwood trees have lost all their leaves pretty well. There were some colorful those, certainly. Anyway, see them big tall things in the back behind the garage? Them old poplar things. They don't seem to change color. They just go from green to black. And that's it. Yeah, so what else have we got going on here? You know, even the little bushes are going brown already. That's kind of strange. Anyway, it's always something strange, that's for sure. So a couple of things I got to do yet. I'm going to go over me plant things here, whatever there, with the weed whacker again, and chew them all up and get that raked out of there and put it over in the woods somewhere. Then I'm going to go to a store and see if I can find more Christmas lights that are the same as those, and take them off. That tree I planted there after Hurricane Fiona, there was a snowball tree there that I just absolutely hated. I tried to kill it numerous times, but anyway, it kept growing back. Anyway, thankfully, Hurricane Fiona, pulled the thing out of the ground. That was the only good thing that Hurricane Fiona did. Anyway, I got this white spruce. Put that in there. This has grown, I would say, almost 3 to 4 feet in 2 years. Yeah. I think I planted it in 2023. So anyway, the first year I put on a set of Christmas lights. The tree grew. So next year I put on another set of Christmas lights because the tree grew. So now I got to get another set. Holy cats, I'm not going to be able to keep up with that, that's for sure. Anyway, one more set and that's probably going to be doing all I'm going to do. So I'm going to take all those off and add another set to it and then re-wrap it on. And that might work, it might not, I don't know. Might almost need 2 sets because it's the diameter is getting bigger this way too. So, yeah. Anyway, that's something I'm going to do this week, I think, coming. Do that this week coming, hopefully. And I got another little project here I got to do. Don't know if I'm going to get the weather to do it or not. And that's this trailer here. I'd like to put some wood preservative on it. As you can see, I set out a jug of stuff there just to remind me to do it. But as you can see, it's still too wet. It was supposed to be sunny today, or at least this afternoon, but I don't think it's going to get that way. And the forecast isn't looking that wonderful for this week for sun. Definitely not going to get any more real amount of heat, but I'm going to keep an eye on it so that I can, if I get the chance, I'm going to sweep that out and whack some preservative on it. There now. So let's get in the garage, and we're going to light up the fire today, I think. And there's going to be a quick update here. We'll start doing eye exercises next week. Hopefully the fellow with the crossed eyes is better now. And I think this might fit the bill for the fellow that wants the older charts. So anyway, we'll have to see, I guess. So I take one of them boxes and then I fill up the box with a bunch of stuff. And the bunch of stuff comes from all this old kindling and stuff that I chopped up the wood for. This was all the leftover stuff from splitting. So I'm kind of getting down through the top layer here with all this bark stuff here. So I'm slowly getting down through that, and I'm getting back to the better stuff underneath. So you get more wood chips, stuff like that. And anyway, there's some on the back there. Anyway, that's going to be a great little thing. That should last up until about January 1st, I'm guessing. And there's our wood pile. We've been burning a little bit of wood. Not a great deal, but some. All right, so I'll get this thing going here, and I'll show you some more after. All right, so we got our draft open there, and we just set the box in like that, and we'll light her up. Light me, Harry. There's an old commercial from the government had years and years ago. There now. All right, while that's going, I'm going to take a couple of sticks from over there and split them up. Look at that, I remembered to turn it on. You just never know. All right, we're going to split this stuff up here. It's fairly dry. Sometimes these will pop and they'll just go kabang this way or kabang that way. It's hard to know what they'll do. Well, that one was all right. There now. Now we'll go and put it in the stove. Boy, those electric wood splitters they are dandy, those wood splitters. Alright, I'll just set you here for a second. So I'll put in a few split pieces here. And let that run for a little while, and then I'll get a bigger piece and put it back in. I even got the kerosene lamps all fixed up and ready to go. Glass is clean and full of fuel, and checked the wicks and all that stuff on that one and on that one. So might have them on today, might not. Anyway, we'll see. So there we go. We got the fires going, and I got my remote mic on now, so we'll see how that works. So I'm going to go over and get another stick and throw it in. So as I've said many times, if you're doing firewood, you need these. Pickaroon. I made 4 of them. 2 of them I use. They're my favorites. The other 2, not so much, but they still work. Now, this is a handy tool to get that wood up at the top there. So we'll get this fella right over here. I can get in here without getting messed up here somehow. Let's see. This fella here is what we're going to go for. There you go. Just as slick as that. And then once I'm done, I put it back in. You can kind of see a bunch of holes in that fella. That's where I kind of leave it, right there. Pickaroons, holy cats, I wish I had them years ago. They're some handy tool. In we go here. There. Yeah. Some handy, and I'll tell you that electric wood splitters it's just a great thing, that. 5 tons. And you can use it inside or outside. You just need 110 power. It's the only thing with it, but it's a great tool also. Anyway, I don't know what I'm going to talk about today. I should go out to the truck and I guess and show you something out there maybe. We'll do a quick weather update here. So we're sitting at 13 degrees at the moment, which is 55 degrees Fahrenheit. And we have northeast winds at 19 miles an hour, so really don't feel a whole lot of wind today. And it's supposed to get to 14, so I would say we're probably 13 is pretty well at that mark. So probably not going to get any warmer. Tomorrow is 15 and the sun mainly cloudy. Tuesday 15 showers. Wednesday is 16 and a mix of sun and cloud, and then rain for the rest of the week, 16, 11, and 10. So my thinking of putting the preservative on the trailer is going to be kind of difficult, I think. Anyway, it might dry up later on today. It's looking like it's sort of starting to get sunny out, so if I could get a little bit of sun on that, it would kind of dry it out a bit and whack the stuff on. So, alright, I was going to take you outside and show you something here, I guess, in the truck. Okay, so you all remember, I'm sure, or most of you do, about the trouble I was having with the leaking, beeping chainsaw. Well, I bought one of those things there. That's like a great big syringe thing. And what I've done a couple of times now is when I'm done with using the saw, I tip the saw up on its side and suck out all the oil. And so far, it seems to be working. That's where the saw was sitting, and there's no leak of any kind there. Although this is not the leaking, beeping chainsaw, but it does sometimes put a few drops out of it. Whereas the leaking, beeping chainsaw puts out a 6-inch diameter puddle out underneath it. Anyway, so I think that's probably the answer. It's just another step that I got to do. When I'm done, I got to remember to suck all the oil out. Now you can see a couple of flags there. I did go back to my father's grave site here on Friday, and the flag and little pole that I put in is still there, so that's good so far. And I just put a little bit of goop around the top of where the flag goes into the holder, so kind of help keep the water out of it. So I think I'm going to get the broom and just kind of sweep that out and see if it'll dry up some. And then I went to my grandfather's gravesite stone, and I put a new flag in there. So I'm kind of back and forth, don't know what I'm doing here, I guess. Yeah, so I'll shut you off here for a minute and then I'll get back to you. Alright, so I'm back here again now, and I remembered to turn on the camera, I think. Holy cats, that's awful. You do a whole Sunday afternoon fireside chat and I didn't have the camera on. Oh boy. Anyhow, not sure what else I got to talk about. I think I kind of went through a lot of stuff here. And, well, next 2 weeks' time is hibernation time. So that's coming up soon. And got my marker or my pointer out for the stickers. We'll have to do that in a minute. And nice to have the fire going, I guess. That's get the chill out. It's not necessarily that cold, it's just get the chill out. So that's that, I guess. So yeah, so the leaves are turning pretty well now. I'd say within another week, now 2 or 3 weeks, they'll be all on the ground, I would think. I'm going to have to do a little raking around the front door there where I go in, because the wind piles the leaves up there like it piles up the snow there. So can't have the leaves there because that's where the mice will want to hide under. So that's got to get out of there. I'll have to keep an eye on that. Anyway, son has got a few things to do yet. At his place, what did we got? Oh, yesterday, what did we do yesterday? Oh, he was working on his old black truck. Holy cats. He's got a 1984 Ford F-150 black truck, and he bought that 20 years ago on the 16th of October. So he's had this truck for 20 years, and we fixed it all up at that time, body fill and patches and all this stuff. We painted it and stuff. And we drove it for quite a few years, but then it eventually got not driven anymore, and body was getting bad again. And anyway, it was missing the last quite a few years when he drove it around in the yard. And so he had it in the garage there yesterday, and he was kind of getting that fixed up. I think he's got the mist fixed out of it now. Poor old truckers. It's kind of beyond. It is and it isn't, I guess. But anyway, one of the spring holding things that go on to the frame it's not looking good. So anyway, like I say, he could fix it, I guess. But so then, what did we do? He's got his little Ford 1210 tractor, compact tractor in the garage also, and he's debating as to whether to paint it maybe, or it oxidizes very, very badly. We wax it every year, but it oxidizes to the point where it's almost white in a way. So I guess it's bad paint or whatever. So he's thinking about painting it, and I said, well, yeah, we could do that, I suppose, but it's going to take time, and right at the moment it's got to be ready for snow, so it's kind of a little bit too late to be doing that. So I think we're just going to wax it again, and then maybe next summer paint it. And it'll be a rattle can paint job, I would say. There is some major rust that has to be fixed on it around the rear window frame. It's bad shape. You could pretty near put your fingers in and out of the frame. So the other thing that we get into was we were going to do. We still have to do the oil and filter yet, but I also wanted to look at the hydraulic filter. So I took that out the other day on yesterday, and obsolete. You can't get one. So anyway, the good thing was once we got it out, it was full of sort of not full of dirt, but a lot of dirt in it. That's not the good thing. But it's a metal mesh filter, so it's easily cleaned. It's not like a paper filter. So if a person takes it out every now and again, it's easily cleaned. You just put it back in and away you go. So that's good. Now whether that's going to help with the hydraulics or not, he's having a little trouble with the hydraulics, the way it operates. I think it's when it goes up fine, but when he goes to put it down, it kind of jumps a lot. There is no down pressure, it's only up pressure. So anyway, we'll see what happens once we get the snowblower on it. But that has to get on it pretty soon. Probably next weekend the snowblower will go on. And what else has got to do there? That's about it. So there's the other thing that's a major kind of a thing is there's a million cars to put winter tires on. Now the good thing is that all these winter tires are on rims, so the car basically just has to come in, go up on the hoist, undo all the wheels, put all the wheels on, check the tire pressures and give it a general look over and the brakes and stuff like that. And they're done, but there's so many of them. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, right around the dozen mark of cars that we gotta. Oh dear me, holy cats anyway. Oh well, that's the way that is. So that's got to be done, of course. So that's getting planned for November 11th weekend. He's got some days off there, so hopefully that's done then. So that'll be the end of stuff for doing for winter, the winter setup, I guess, for him. Yeah, fire's going nice. Just a nice temperature in here today. So it's kind of nice to have the door open and be able to see the fire and use it. But now I have the option of closing the door and using the thermostat, and that works great. The last few times I've used it, it just keeps the temperature at a certain temperature, and that's good. And doesn't burn as much wood, that's for sure. Anyway, all right, so we're going to get on to Grappy's workshop here. Grappy is the first one we always do. Now I got to get sure I got my camera in the right way here, so I have everything in the camera. I forget where my hand is at times, and then the thing is not in the camera. So Mike had bought a tool off Team whatever that is, and he was looking for that type of tool, but I guess he's not that impressed with it. But he thought it was a good tool, but it may not be. So I'd say he's got to use it a bit to kind of figure it out somewhat and see how it's going to hold up for him. I would say that's what he's got to do. And then we have Murphy Mowers over here. Now, what did Murphy Mowers do? Oh boy, here I go again now. Here I go again. Oh, they were gone away on a trip somewhere, and they were tenting in some place, and it's a neat kind of a tent. It kind of like a little building that's put up and it's just left up, sort of, I think. So, yeah, the 2 bedrooms and a dining room, the kitchen, and you can get some of them had bathrooms in them and stuff. So, yeah, kind of a neat spot to go to. And then we have, I haven't heard from Len at all lately. I'm sure he's still busy. And Garden Tractor Boy was busy with his Boland's Ride-O-Matic there. He's got it all tore apart. And they sure like tearing them little tractors apart right to the last bolt. And there's a lot of rust issues on this one, so I'm kind of curious as to how he's going to fix that. I think we most of us have seen old metal that has got rust, not holes through, but going to go through, and the frame part of the tractor. So he's got to fix that. I'm kind of curious to see how he does that. It would take a lot of work, I think. Maybe he's got a method to do that. I don't know. Then we have In the Backyard with Dell. And then we have Kenny, Firewood Adventure. I don't know if I've seen one from Kenny this week or not. Not sure. And we have Dave, RCAF Dave, Polar Express. Dave was splitting some wood there today, and he took his miter saw in to get repaired, and I guess it's going to get repaired, but the fellow told him, don't cut that kind of wood again. Yeah. Use a battery-powered chainsaw. So Dave got told. Anyway, so yeah, he's got lots of wood there for himself there this year. And we have maintenance with Mike, and Mike was doing what though? He was fixing his electric stove, putting the new switch in. The switch wouldn't shut off, and the burner would continue to cycle. Yeah, that's not a good thing. Oh, I got a problem with my stove. I got a switch that's bad. It shuts off, but when you go to turn it on, it doesn't come on until it gets up to about 5. And then the very odd time, you're sitting at around 5 or 6, and it'll all of a sudden go to full power. So, not too often that happens, but it does happen, and you got to be kind of watching it, that's for sure. So I got to fix that someday. Lewis Mowers and Boats. And then we have Rick's Outdoors. Yeah, busy people there. Rick's Outdoors. He was into the pine straw there again the other day, and still splitting wood and all that kind of stuff. This fella here is almost getting ready for winter. 2 weeks' time is hibernation time. Don't go outside for fun after November 1st. Only go out if you have to. That's my hibernation. Then we have Rick at Twin Brook Acres. Then we have Everyday Projects, Craig. Craig had a good video there on repairing a window at his cabin. A bird came along and smashed into the window and smashed it all to you know what, and the bird inside on floor dead. So, yeah, he did a great job of fixing that up. I've had them happen here, the birds hitting the windows, but his windows were those little smaller ones, 12 by 16 panes in them. My windows are, I don't know it's all one piece, so I don't know, 2 feet by 3 feet sort of thing. So, when the birds bang into that, they make quite a crash. But I've never had one broke by a bird. And I've gone out and found the bird on the ground, but they always seem to kind of shake their heads up around a bit, and a few minutes later they're up and gone. But anyway. And Gravely Man Small Engine Repair Artie, I didn't see a video on Thursday, I don't think, from Artie. Then we have Robert Little in my busy little shop, expert leather worker and tool restorer. The Log Father, he was showing his setup there. He's got a 6x6 ATV, and then he's got one of them, I can't remember the name, it's like a log trailer. It's got the grapple on it, so you can pick up logs and set them up on the trailer. That's kind of a good system. And we have Darrell Wells and Father and Son Outdoors. And we have John at Bradley's on Catbird Hill. Allen Family Firewood. Yeah, I'm sure I watched that, and I know I commented on it a couple of times, but can't remember now what it was about. Oh, I think they went to a show somewhere. Woodmiser Mills, I think it was, that they went to, yeah. And Big Son's, I'd say Big Son's is still cutting grass. Cod raping. Brian was out doing his last little bit of cod fishing and getting the house all finished up there. He's moving right along in the house. Got his fireplace going there the other day, so he's all excited about that, and Holly's excited too, and of course Penny's excited also. And then we have Tucker and I out and about, outdoors in 608. Larry Cluck outdoors. Ross on the land. Club Dora. Al. I haven't seen anything from Al. Oh. Haven't seen anything from Mike either. K&L Firewood. Gator's World. And Gator had a video out there Saturday showing the lake and talking about the lake a little bit. I asked him if there was a Loch Ness Monster in it. Apparently there's not, I guess. Just mermaids. Over here now we have Tractor Talk with Gary. Now, did I see a video, Gary? Did I see the video this week? I can't remember if I did or not. I think I did. But I can't remember what it was about. Gary approved smoke coming out of the exhaust pipe here. And then we have Steve. Steve went with his buddy to pick up a very old John Deere 4-wheel hay baler. And this hay baler weighed 5,800 pounds. And it was the type where you fed the hay baler yourself with, forks and whatever. You threw the hay into the machine, and the machine would press it and make it into a bale. Old machine. There's another one, a Rusty Wrench Restorations, and Adirondack Woodsman. I still haven't gotten to watch any of those videos. There's a bunch there on he's making the shelter for his meals, so I haven't gotten to see any of those. All right, I guess that's going to be it for the Sunday afternoon fireside chat for this week, and we'll see you all back here next week. So have a great day wherever you're at and whatever you're doing.